Hello everyone, my name is Kendra, and today we've actually created a game on guest service. I'm going to demonstrate how to play this game. It is actually broken up into 3 pieces: a start in the right direction, find a solution, and then the very end, which is going to be the really fun part, where you get to create something entertaining. Alright, the first part is going to be a start in the right direction. What this is, as well as find a solution, is going to be little games to help get our guest in the right direction. So a start in the right direction, these little pieces here are actually going to be detached from the board, and our cast members are going to have to place them in the right order to be sure that we are giving our guests the best experience in the boutique. And if they get them all in the right place, it actually helps them in the final stage of the game. So we want to be sure our guests are receiving the above and beyond experience. We don't want them to have just an average service. So with above and beyond, we want to be sure we are welcoming the guest into the boutique. We want to be sure we are asking them, do you have a reservation today, in a nice manner, not so direct. And then followed by, I see we are signed up for a specific package, and then explain what that package includes to be sure that that's exactly what they would like. And then ask them, would you like that? And then we want to be sure our princess is all ready to go for the transformation. So we want to ask them, does our princess need to get dressed today? Followed by, wonderful, take a seat right over here, showing them where to go. And then tell them we will be with them in just a few moments and to listen for their princess's name. So just some average service you might receive in a location similar to ours is just asking very directly, reservation, not really asking them in a polite way or a welcoming way into the boutique. Followed by what package, not really explaining any details, so the guest is left a little bit out of the loop. And then what is her name? We want to be sure that we refer to our guests as princesses and that they feel special in the location, not just by a specific name. And then just telling them to wait over here and not really telling them where. The second piece of the game that we've created is find a solution. With this one, it's a little bit more complex, but again, it's going to give you a little bit extra time on that final piece. So with find a solution, we've created different situations that actually happen quite often in the boutique, and some solutions that might be best to help the guest. So we want to be sure we're giving the guest the best experience, even if there is a challenge that has arisen. The first one is if we have a guest that has some allergies when they come into the boutique, we want to be sure that we are welcoming them, not making them feel any different than the other princesses. So some things we might want to do is make a note on the guest slip of what products to use. And we know this because we're going to provide the guest with the products that they might be able to use. And then we want to inform the guest that we are able to perform the transformation without product. Now, when we are looking at the guest and giving them the products, we want to be sure that we are allowing them to look at them because they're going to spot anything that they might have an allergy to much faster than we will. The next challenge is one that we face quite often. The guest actually has a scalp condition, and we don't want to make the guest feel uncomfortable in the actual location. So what we want to do is we want to inform a family member off to the side that the guest does have a scalp condition and that this is something they need to have looked at. While we're doing this though, we definitely want to keep the child entertained. We don't want them to feel like anything's wrong. And then at the end, we want to go ahead and create a storyline of why we are leaving their hair down today and we're not able to perform the transformation. With this, we don't want the guest to actually feel like she's any different than anybody else. The next challenge that we have is a guest wants a reservation for a child's birthday. As most things in the boutique, we are generally full fairly quickly, so we might want to suggest a couple options for the guest. We want to direct the guest to a location where they can find other items. If they're not able to participate in the boutique transformations, we don't want the guests to feel like they aren't a princess or that they aren't special. So there is actually a location very nearby where they can find all of the accessories within the boutique. We want to inform the guest of the reservation line. They may not even have the reservation line. And then if the reservation line says we are fully booked, we want to suggest coming early in the morning to check and see if there's any cancellations, as that is the best time to get one. The next challenge we have is if the guest is unhappy about the wait time. This does happen from time to time. We want to visit with the guests in the lobby. We don't want them to feel like we are just ignoring them. We want to inform the guest what time we are seating when they arrive. And then, after we inform them of the time we are seating, we might suggest a nearby attraction that they can visit while they're waiting. The next challenge we have is the guest thought the experience was already paid for. As we do take a credit card information to hold the reservation, which is this here, we want to go ahead and inform the guest that that credit card was just used to hold the reservation and it doesn't actually pay for the transformation. And we want to inform the guest that if they do have charging capabilities, they can charge it to their room. And then if we don't have a solution, we can always offer for the guest to speak with a leader to find a solution that works best for them. So with each one of these pieces here, if our cast members get them in the right order, they actually get 7 minutes each on each one of these to help them for a total of 14 minutes with the final project. What the final project consists of is actually a little bit of creativity and the fun part and a team builder to help our guests get the best possible solution. We want to have our team members work together. So what we will do with this piece is actually give them 20 minutes, and if they gain the additional 14 minutes, they'll get a total of 34 minutes to create a castle out of some random objects that we've just found. So there's a box, some cardboard slips, some markers, tape, some special cut scissors, and some poker chips, toilet paper, cards, and some little slinkies. So get your creative side on and see what you can create.